Welcome back to another episode of Fully Stoked Podcast. I am your host, Sarah Stokes. Cody's not with us because I am interviewing two fantastic entrepreneurial women in Black Mountain, North Carolina. So that's in Western North Carolina. If you've never been to Black Mountain, look at that. It's absolutely gorgeous out there. Such a quintessential mountain town. It's just beautiful. It's like a story. It's just beautiful. But anyway, all right, we have Charlotte Walters here, and she is the owner of Mountain Wellness. We're in this gorgeous building. It's called the Junction Building.
Yes.
And there's a train track right now. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the train junction building, maybe? Well, yes. This is the junction.
This is the junction, and this was actually, quick history of this building is it was built for the people who was developing the railroad. So this was a boarding house for the railroad. So there's some fun history.
So they have this beautiful office, and this is where they do everything, I guess, right?
Yes, we have two locations, one here in Black Mountain, and then we also operate out of Macomb Performance Training and Biltmore Village as well. They're one of our partner gyms that we work with.
Okay, so that's Charlotte Walters, known as Amy Spivey. She is a doctor. Both of them are physical therapists, and Amy is a transplant from Alabama.
That's right.
So how long have you been here?
6 years.
Okay, so you're pretty much here now.
I feel like I can finally call myself a local at this point. Yes.
And Charlotte is pretty much a local. You've lived in Columbia. Where else? Did you say Chicago?
Chicago, yes, but this has been my longest stint here, 25 years.
25 years. So she's definitely old school, right? Her parents even lived here before that. So.
That's right.
Anyway, so if you get to Black Mountain, definitely stop by and say hi to these ladies. They're fantastic. All right, so let's get a little story behind Mountain Wellness and PT. Charlotte, you shared that you were on the verge of burnout before opening Mountain Wellness. Tell us a little bit about that, because I know a lot of the viewers are entrepreneurial women, and that is a huge motivation for most all of us. We're about to burn out, so we start our own entrepreneurial journey.
Yes, which we have to be careful not to burn out on that too.
That's right. That's right. More motivation.
That's right. Exactly. Yes. Well, being a physical therapist, you are required to do a lot of things as far as being under insurance-based services. And so I had been a PT for probably 13 years. And I was trying to juggle young kids and parenthood and being married. And it just came to a point where I was no longer able to really treat my patients like I wanted them to be treated. I took more time having to stare at a computer screen doing paperwork than actually getting hands-on with my patients.
Right.
And so it was really kind of this last-ditch effort to really save what I thought I loved as my profession, give it one more try, which kind of motivated me to do something on my own.
Nice. So, Amy, what drew you toward Mountain Wellness and PT?
I think I too was getting burnt out with that traditional insurance-based model of, seeing 2 to 3 patients an hour, hardly having any one-on-one time with each client, and just felt like I wasn't really getting to do what I went to school for and what I, had envisioned doing as a physical therapist with my clients. And it was getting harder and harder to do that job and do everything else that I wanted to do, like Charlotte was saying, being a mom and a wife, and really, starting to get burnt out. And this just seemed like such a refreshing way to do what I love to do, and to be able to do it right here in my neighborhood, to be able to work around, my family's schedule, and then treat clients the way that I want to treat them, not the way an insurance company tells me I have to treat them.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I was sharing with them earlier that I'm a little crunchy, and what I mean by that is I take medicine if I need to, but not everything. And so a lot of times, if you're going by the insurance model, so I've found in my 48 years of life that sometimes you have to do things that you don't necessarily want to. And it sounds like there's some bureaucracy involved, paperwork for you guys. But personally, I really like the freedom of being able to choose a physical therapist who's not held to all of those things. So that's unique. And I think you guys treat the whole person, right? Because you create a relationship with them, and you're really looking at them as a whole person, not just, I've done X, Y, and Z, I've checked these boxes, and now I can apply it to insurance. Tell us a little bit about that, like how you treat the whole person, physically and mentally, emotionally? Is it just by creating relationships with them, or you have more time with them? How does that work?
I think, yeah, it's that for sure. It's the relationship. It's the fact that we do have the time to spend with them to really figure out what are their goals. What is it they want to be able to do? It's not just let's help you get out of pain in your knee, but what would you do if you didn't have this pain in your knee? Like, what would your life look like, and how can we help you get back to that? So just like having that bigger picture of a goal for them rather than just, I'm going to give you some exercises to help your knee be stronger.
Right. That's really great. You have any thoughts on that, Charlotte?
I think that also because we have time, we're going to spend time talking to you for 15, 20, 30. Sometimes we just talk the whole time because that's what you might need that day.
Right.
We have to address if you can't get over the mental hump, or if we all know that mental stress causes an inflammatory reaction in our body. And so we might be able to help your knee up to one point.
Right.
But if you continue to have the same mental stress, that inflammation is going to attack your weakest joint a lot of times.
Oh,
and so we really do have to kind of get to the root if we can't get over a certain hump on the PT side.
So personal question or query, I guess. My father had a stroke recently, and he doesn't have any long-term effects, thank God. But he's got, cloudiness, I guess. He's not as sharp, and they say it could take up to 6 months or whatever, post-stroke. But he's going to the different doctors. He's going to the heart doctor. He's going to the neurologist. He's going to his regular doctor, and they don't seem to get on the same page, and it's maddening. And my mom is so sharp, and he is too, but I went over to their house, and I was just going through everything. I was like, this is crazy. Why won't the heart doctor talk to the neurologist? Like, the medicines need to, we need to figure.
They all have that tunnel vision of staying in their one specialty. Yeah,
it's like I guess if you saw a need for someone, okay, so there's stress, mental stress, what you were talking about, and the inflammation that it causes in their body, and you're treating a joint, right? But you would probably see that need and maybe just in your community refer that person to, a counselor or something. I'm sure you're able to do more things like that now that you're not held to insurance.
Yes.
And talking to them ourselves about, regulating their nervous system and how inflammation and stress management are driving so much of their pain or their problems. And until we address those things, the pain's going to keep coming back. We can do some hands-on work to relieve their pain. I can show you some stretches, but until we really address those root causes, that's going to keep coming back, and you're going to keep having to rely on someone else to fix you. And I feel like we can give clients tools to where they can heal themselves.
Right. I love that.
Be independent.
More holistic. I think it's wonderful. So if somebody wanted to apply it to their insurance, they could still do that, right?
They could. We can provide that medical coding that you would need. We're considered out-of-network providers. So we will give you your tools to do that. But if we apply for those benefits for you, then again, insurance can say, hey, guess what? We don't think that that's the tool that we want you to use. And so we're not going to reimburse you for that.
Makes sense.
Plus, too, we want to, again, keep the time in front of you, keep the time in front of our patients versus the time trying to fill out lovely insurance paperwork.
Exactly. So, Amy, let's dive into pelvic health. Okay. Yeah. This is a topic many women shy away from. Could you give us just sort of the beginning, and just from the beginning, explain to women why they may need a physical therapist for their pelvic health, what you can improve? Just tell us the whole thing. So interested.
Yeah. Well, I think pelvic health, it encompasses the whole lifespan. I mean, from adolescence to pregnancy, postpartum, perimenopause, menopause, there are so many different things that our pelvic floor affects for our health throughout our lives. And it's something that women have historically just been shy to talk about or embarrassed. They don't even want to bring it up with their physicians sometimes. And I feel like I'm a good outlet for them to be able to discuss these things and work on these things, in a safe environment. But I think it's just so important that we do get the message out to women that these things are treatable. Things like incontinence, pelvic pain, prolapse issues, pain with intercourse. There's so many things that people just assume that's just hopeless. I've got to deal with this. This is just a part of aging, or this is just what happens after you've had children. And that's just not the case. I mean, these things are common, but they're not normal, and they are treatable.
It's wonderful to know. I know so many women that had no idea that they could get help for these issues. So, can they go to your website? Is that a good way to get in touch with you? All right. I just think probably a lot of people are just seeing that part of it. More about this.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll list the website, their social media handles, contact information, everything on the summary, and you'll be able to contact them that way. So Charlotte, what about perimenopause, menopause, and beyond? Is that something that you're interested in right now?
Yes, absolutely. Kind of with the start of our practice, I had been doing some traditional home health physical therapy, and that kind of really launched me into this functional nutrition. Again, talking about like systemic inflammation and what kind of the things we can do to heal ourselves. And now that I'm hit this perimenopause stage, the whole functional nutrition, physical wellness, nervous system wellness, it's all kind of made me really interested in kind of going after, the kind of like the both of us going after this perimenopause certification. Because a lot of times we do more health coaching than we do necessarily what people think as traditional physical therapy, which is kind of this whole mountain wellness concept is the whole person. And so the same thing goes with the perimenopause menopause space we treat a lot of outdoor enthusiasts, outdoor athletes. Us women hit a certain stage in life and all of a sudden our bodies aren't doing what they normally did before. And so we want to definitely help coach our ladies that it doesn't have to be that case. We can do things nutritionally. We can do things to help regulate our busy lifestyles. We can do things as far as what does exercise need to look like? What's the timing of exercise for us to kind of get back to knowing our bodies again.
So it almost sounds like you guys are coaches in many ways too. So you coach the whole person, and it really answers my next question. I was just going to say, you both emphasize that midlife is not the end, right? Yes. It's an evolution. And so you do provide your clients with the whole thing, like how to train, nourish your body, support your bodies differently in the season.
We want to encourage them that we just have to do things a little differently. It doesn't mean we have to stop doing anything. It's just, we just have to take care of ourselves a different way than we used to.
Love this. So you guys, you're coaching. These coaches are great.
Yes.
Not full coaches, but maybe that's a secondary career for you down the road. Do you guys know Tara Brewitt?
Yes, I do.
Okay, she's going to be doing, I hope that's okay for me to say this. She's going to be doing a menopause event coming up. So stay tuned. Probably, if you're not already connected on that, we'll have to definitely get connected with her on that. It's going to be amazing. So you guys also stay tuned for that. It's going to be a big deal. Like all everything. All right. So Charlotte, you've added functional nutrition into your services. What does that mean exactly?
So that means, again, if I'm seeing an active, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, right? If I'm seeing an active individual, I'm going to ask you a series of questions of like, basically, what are you fueling your body with? And so many of us kind of have this idea, right, of what we need to fuel our body with, but are we actually doing that? So if you know that protein is going to help boost your immune system, which exercise actually stresses your immune system. So are you getting enough protein that your body's actually healing a good stress, but still healing the stress? Or are those, late night cravings, is your body telling you something that you actually need versus, maybe actually what you want as far as a late night craving? Right.
Might need something that's in the ice cream. Is that?
That's right.
Okay.
Right. That's the nicest way I know how to put that.
And I think the nutrition piece is really great with the perimenopausal, menopausal transitions, that some things may need to shift. We need more protein at this point in our lives to maintain that muscle and to keep our bones healthy, whereas we could get away with maybe less when we were younger. And, most people don't even realize that we actually need more now.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Every day. Okay, so why is time in nature so important and powerful to you both? Because you're both hikers and you like to be outside, and outdoors here is beautiful. Obviously, that's probably why you're both here. But why is that so important to people? What can we say yes for them?
Well, I think in our lovely modern society, right, we're indoors under these fluorescent lights in front of screens, and our body, that builds up a type of inflammation that we have. It builds up a certain type of stress. It messes with our circadian rhythm, so we can't sleep at night, or we can't wake up in the morning when we naturally need to. If we go outside, we're away from the screens, we get natural light. It calms our nervous system. We get to hear birds. And some of us actually need some silence in our life. And so we get to be out on the trail, or we get to, push our bodies maybe on our bikes. But again, we're outside in a totally different environment. And basically what I feel like we were designed to be in. Now, indoors and modern conveniences are great, but there's a balance in all things. And so the outdoors actually provides mental healing, which of course we just learned will also help with the physical healing as well. Yes.
How does reconnecting with movement help restore confidence and joy and purpose in your practice, I guess? Maybe Amy, if you have.
Well, I think movement, just for me specifically, is a way for me to get out of my head. I can just get really stuck in my head sometimes with my thoughts. And when I get outside and move, that just automatically pulls me out of that and into my body. And I feel that boost of the endorphins. Movement just really helps to increase our neurotransmitters, our feel-good chemicals like serotonin and dopamine. There's studies that show that exercise is just as effective as an SSRI for depression.
I was just telling somebody that the other day. I said, I haven't exercised in 2 or 3 days and I'm feeling really overwhelmed. Yeah. I think that's why. I just need to make it a priority first thing in the morning.
Yes. Yeah, it's helped me for sure.
So, talking about your entrepreneurial journeys, both of you, what would you tell someone who is maybe nearing burnout, considering stepping out of working maybe for, a rehab center or whatnot, and anything that they could learn from your journeys so far?
Well, one, it's not sometimes it's just one step at a time. My husband is a true entrepreneur. He has ideas all the time, and he's always pushed me to have my own practice. But I kept saying to myself, I could never do that because the last thing I wanted to do was deal with insurance. Sometimes you got to think out of the box. And by thinking out of the box, right? Yeah. And creating an environment that you actually want to work in. So you have to start there. And then obviously we want to serve people. It's also, no matter what kind of business you're in the business of serving people. So you have to, I think that's the encouragement, is finding that connection point. I don't care if you whiteboard it, right? But whiteboard it and you just have to start. I always say, imperfect action is better than no action at all.
Yeah.
You got to take the risk.
Yes.
It can seem so scary, and, fear can just hold you back. But yeah, I love what you said about just create the life that you want to live. We just assume that we're just stuck in this box that society puts us in. This is the way you're supposed to do things, but we can decide how we want our life to look.
Yes. I love that. So as far as leadership, being a business owner, and you have to take on leadership, right? So have you noticed in the community that starting this business and connecting people and being on podcasts, and is the community coming? How has Asheville and Black Mountain supported you in these journeys? For example, my friend Amy Steele, also, I think she overlaps with you quite a bit in different events, and you guys are always doing things, right? You're always doing things with other entrepreneurs. Is that one way that maybe the communities have come together to support you?
Absolutely. Especially, I mean, Black Mountain and Asheville are both small business towns. Asheville's a little bit bigger than Black Mountain, but that's really the crux of the economy. And I think there's enough connection points and enough ways for you to serve together, and then that way support, because we're all in the trenches together. We're not competing against each other.
It's collaboration.
You have to collaborate. And I think that I know I have found that both in Black Mountain and Asheville, just the collaboration is the big piece of it.
It's really quite amazing. I can see on social media just so many events. Like can't remember where they were last weekend, but it seems like every weekend I see Amy Steele, she's Peak Wellness, and then I think I see
Thrive disease.
Where was that?
Like the Thrive.
Yeah. All kinds of cool things. So, Charlotte, I have to ask you about your roller hockey days. Tell us about that.
You said you wanted to know something that most people don't know about me. Well, back when I first moved to Asheville, I loved playing roller hockey. I kind of brought that from Columbia, South Carolina. My dad's from the North. That's also the connection point. And so they had just started the Asheville Hockey League here in Asheville. And we had roller hockey. And it was back when we had the Asheville Smoke, which was a minor league ice hockey team in the Civic Center, as it was at the time. And so I was there were only 2 other women who played in the co-ed league at the time. And so the Asheville Citizen-Times did an article on us back in the day of being the only women who played in Asheville. So that's just a fun little fact.
I love it. Oh my gosh, is there any way to link that? Do you have that anywhere?
Oh, I mean, I have a hard copy of it.
Videos. Yeah. Videos.
Yes, I see videos. I'm like, that's amazing. So anything like
I don't have anything that fun to share. No, I wish I could say I was like a roller derby girl or something.
If you're going to the physical therapy, maybe that's not the things you
That's right. My aggressive side comes out.
Yes. So that's one thing you would have every listener remembers after hearing this episode that you can, I'm going to tell them.
I think, just don't be afraid to take that next step. It can seem really overwhelming to uproot your whole life and change things, but just try taking that one next step towards your goals, towards the life that you want. And just take it one step at a time. That's what I've been telling myself, to not get overwhelmed with all of this.
It's good advice. Yeah. It really is, because it can get overwhelming. Just take one step at a time.
Yeah.
Take the first step.
Yep.
Just do it. What about you, Charlotte?
I think even just to correlate that to one's wellness, right? Don't ever let one medical provider maybe tell you something that you feel in your gut is either 1, not true, or 2, kind of gives you some limitations. Like, I think it's important for you to really, you have to be an advocate for yourself right now in this medical context that we have. And so always look for the provider that will help you reach your goals, because I think that that's really important, just to give you hope, right, in life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I think, to piggyback on that, just, get yourself a network of people too, because the small businesses in this area, they really do. It works. It works better when you have community and collaboration, like Amy was saying. So thank you so much, Charlotte and Amy, for your time and sharing your story, your mission, and your wisdom today. So Mountain Wellness and Physical Therapy is right here in Black Mountain. If you are in Black Mountain, or even if you're not in Black Mountain or in Asheville, if you're in Charlotte, come on up, check this place out. It's awesome. They do, functional nutrition. There's a lot more that they can do other than just your basic physical therapy. And I can't wait to, I didn't know about the functional nutrition. So I'm interested to get more information from her a little later for me and for my daughters. So excited about all of that. Thank you, ladies. You have a great message of hope and treating the whole person. I think that you're very special, and I appreciate your time today. And there was a big wreck, and and they are they're full of grace and mercy. So not only are they great business owners and women, but they're kind and very gentle. So anyway, check them out and follow them on social media. See you next time. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, that was painless.